I don't know, a random sick way.
No.
I mean,
And this is start of the session.
Sorry. Found something hilarious. I was just posted in chat.
and with that, hello and welcome everyone. Bit of a weird start to the episode, but hey ho, let it fly. Yes, welcome everyone to the Dumbass Class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and my players as always, as we jump into our Rogue Trader game, where in the last episode, well, technically I think it's 2 episodes, our crew have taken over the town of Izmir after a particular hunter who seemed to see the benefits of these newcomers to their town stood up for them. How was he repaid? With torture. Lots and lots of torture. So, yeah, after they claimed the town of Izmir, killing off the foreman, capturing the elder of the town, and getting rid of the scum, they took their... I can't call him a friend, but they took the hunter who stood up for them back to their secret base because his arm was fucked. Fortunately, his arm is no longer fucked. It has been repaired. But he received a lot of torture because someone didn't want to give him any painkillers during this operation. However, Nuffle was very kind to him. I rolled 4d10, got 3 1s and a 2. I've rolled 3d10 before and got 30, so that's kind of what I was expecting. Not 5.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
I was expecting him to go mental, but he didn't, so meh.
You're forgetting to mention the part where we almost made him relive the Skyrim intro.
Yes, that too. That was immediate 30 insanity.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to make that actually canon, then he can get the 30 insanity. You'll have 35.
No.
Oh, sadness. So,
Stop it.
after they fixed up their supposed ally, they brought him back to Izmir. The people of Izmir were actually quite surprised to see that that Anus was actually doing fine, kind of. He looks a little rough, but his arm is in a sling, and they've all been looking at the biodegradable staples that are all in his arm and all sorts of stuff, and they seem quite amazed that he isn't missing an arm. However, the group did find that I believe 3 of the individuals did die because, you know, this town's never had good healthcare, never has. And the group were like, they'll be fine. They've only got little cuts and nicks and scratches. No. They died. So after finding out that there were a few more casualties and looting the corpses, and then deciding that, you know, it would be best to loot the houses as well, they acquired a few decent items. Pretty much that's where we ended the episode off, with the looting. But as the group gather up their belongings and their new acquired goods, they come outside of the buildings. There's an old man who is currently tied up. There is a lot of people who are kind of staring and looking round. And there is a Muttermouth, or a Kyle. What would you like to do?
Muttermouth. Oh boy. I haven't thought this far ahead yet. Are the people murmuring anything at the moment? Like, you know, how crowds react and shit. Before we came out, were there murmurs or anything else that Muttermouth can whisper to me real quick?
So most of the hunters and normal civilians are kind of gathered round Adus. Muttermouth can tell you, like, they're asking, how's your arm? Can you move it? Where did you go? What happened? And he basically can't tell him anything. He says that wherever he went, there was a lot of pain. And he woke up in a dark place with a light at the end of the tunnel. They all look quite scared.
Okay.
But they don't seem to be hostile. They genuinely just seem to be very curious and talking to Anus. And you can see that the miner and the blacksmith are doing their normal thing. A couple of I'll move a couple of the wommenses over by the. Get to the kitchen, woman. There's some women who are cooking up some things. Seeing as Muttermouth did show them how to do it last time, they're attempting it. Seems that whilst you were all away and Muttermouth was not here, that they took over the cooking duty like good wommenses, and they've been fucking up quite a lot. But it seems like today, give them a roll, see how they do. I'll let you all see it.
No.
Still
fucking up.
We'll use their fortune point. Why not? What a fucking use of a fortune point. Glorious. So the Wammenses don't have a fortune point left, but from an 89 to a 6, they cook up a feast. So as you come out of the houses, there is just this smell of just really good food. It's not as it's nothing like the Fettits food. Theirs is far more complex. This is just simple good food. But it does seem as if the community, because it's taken you a couple of hours to search through all the buildings and the junk. It seems as if the community are preparing a feast, a party, a celebration of some type.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Seeing this, I guess I'll ask if shit. Okay, what can we do to? You know what? No. I'm gonna ask Mother Mouse to ask some of the the hunters to help me get some ploins so we can cook up some more alcohol for the dinner, for the feast.
Sure, you could do that.
Cele-
You have a large number of ploins, so sure.
We don't want to use up all of them, but we want to make a batch for basically a town batch, I guess.
Yep, so technically, so I'll just give you this information. You have a couple of options here. You can carry on making the same alcohol that you have done before, which is basically a really cheap spirit, and mix it with ploin juice. Or you can make alcohol from the ploins themselves. It will be a higher grade alcohol. The stuff you're making at the moment is poor quality, just because of what you're making it out of. It's up to you.
It's still better than their previous quality alcohol.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yes. There are no negatives like going blind or shitting yourself to death from proper spirits. Especially when you have people who know about ethanol. But yes, you want to throw away the heads. You don't want people drinking that shit.
I mean, that depends on your purpose.
So the purpose of drinking alcohol, Albie, is to get drunk and happy, or to drown one's sorrows. It's not to go blind. Amazingly enough.
Well,
I will ask that in celebration of the betterment of the village, of the future betterments of the village, that we shall try a new type of alcohol. something that might be nicer, but something to be used in celebrations. So we'll try using the ploins and make a little higher grade alcohol, just so it's actually something for them to look forward to. And like I said, trying to keep it for celebrations or grand events only. That kind
Okay.
of shit.
So it's going to cost you 20 ploins out of your 90. So you still have plenty left.
An acceptable amount.
So it's not... I'm going to do some GM nonsense because the fermentation process does not take hours. It takes longer than that. But magic! It happens. So they squeeze the ploin juice into their...
Can't you accelerate the fermentation process by heating it up?
No.
Yes, but that's still...
So you
still
can,
takes
but you
days,
have to have
not
yeast.
hours.
Yeah, you have to have the yeast in there and activated it and lots of other bits. I'm just going to GM
No
magic
advance
it.
for our kettle.
I was going to make a joke there, but it's too disgusting.
So what happens is they juice the ploins and they mix it in with some of their already fermented stuff. They leave it for a couple of hours. It goes a bit frothy, and then they distill it. So by the evening time, because you guys came back early in the morning, so they've got a few hours to leave it to ferment as much as they can. So yeah, by the evening you'll have 10 bottles of normal quality alcohol.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Don't worry, I'll never speak of it again, Unit or Jim. Albie, stay innocent. Stay innocent.
I don't think I have much innocence left.
You have more than you think. All right, so
I almost said that
Cherish
to
it.
Eris on
Keep it and
Tuesday.
cherish it.
I almost said that to Eris on Tuesday when she tried to do the seductive talk and it was like, but I can't. I almost said, "Oh, sweet summer child, you will be corrupted one day."
no. Oh god.
So by this evening, you will have 10 bottles of normal quality alcohol. You're basically going to keep one bottle left over. 9 bottles
Sweet.
will be drunk throughout the evening.
Okay, and yeah, I'll organize into trying to, as we work, just disseminate through that. Again, this is a celebration of better things to come and stuff. That
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
get the idea. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to fucking phrase it, but at the same time, I didn't really think this far ahead because I didn't actually think we'd be taking over the place this early. Yeah, say early. It's what?
You're saying just say this place is claimed for the Emperor, and now we need to start building a giant cock.
I heard
What?
cock then, not cog.
What?
C-O-G.
Okay, I heard cock as well, and I was very concerned.
Yeah, I heard cock.
I knew what Albie meant. I knew what he meant by hard cock, and it just made me laugh. So yeah, Heinrich, you can go around with Muttermouth and trying to explain to people that this is we're celebrating the change, a new era, a new future for Izmir, and things like that.
Okay, excellent. Does anyone else want to do anything?
Are there any more houses of dead people that I can loot?
No, the only 2 are the 2 that you've searched. The other ones belong to essentially all the nice houses belong to people who you don't really want to upset at the moment. Later on, quite possibly. So these 2 houses here are for the merchant. Wait, yeah, these 2 houses here are for the merchant. This house is for the brothers. and these two houses are for the honoured members of the community. So those that basically beat up someone to acquire them. And then the other houses are just store ones. All the crappy little tents up here are where pretty much everyone else lives. Or like they're wattle and daub dwellings. They're really primitive constructs. So if there's nothing anyone else wants to do, we can just move over to the celebration. And I mean, it really depends. What do you guys want to do this episode?
I mean, I would go around and start looking for metals.
So it's gonna be a case of we kind of need to start looking after these people and putting them down the right track, but we also need to actually advance in our goals to find these fucking vaults. So we could make a start in, bettering them and shit, but oh, sorry, hang on, I just closed something I wasn't supposed to. There we go.
I really, if I could have one wish for the party, please write to-do lists as and when it happens.
No.
I know 17 things that you guys should be doing right now. And I'm like, how are none of you like...
I mean, I have a to-do list. I'm just waiting for the others to get an idea or have a proposal.
No, by all means, Albie, you go first.
I mean, yeah, if you have the to-do list, fucking do it.
Does it
it's
include
my
jumping
to-do
through
list.
windows?
That's the problem. I don't have yours to-do list.
No, what's the first thing on your list?
First thing on my list is get to the Mechanicus.
Okay,
Maybe.
second. Oh, hang on. What's the one on your list that is achievable in the town of Izmir? That's probably the better one.
Prospecting for metal ores? Question marked.
So the miner knows where you can find certain metals in the mountain. The town does have a supply in the warehouse of ores that can be broken down and refined. That's pretty much what the brothers were doing anyway. But it's not steel. I don't think they would have the ability to make steel at the moment, whilst you could crave.
I mean...
Well, you could crave, but
it would be low, but it would be low returns. It would also be bloody hard.
Yeah. With their technology level, like they don't have proper scales or anything, so you can't actually do them. Like you as a mechanicus know the chemical formula to make steel, but you know it in numbers.
I also know how to make some basic blast furnaces and stuff.
Yeah, again, the concept, once you've seen a blast furnace, even an advanced blast furnace, you only need to shrink it down and change components. It's not impossible to reverse engineer and make it more primitive. It's fairly simple.
Oh yeah, fun fact, they had blast furnace going back to 1000 AD.
Yeah.
It was in one of Shad's collab fits.
So it is possible.
Anyway,
it would take a couple of days to
I guess
actually...
I could work further on my farm plot then. My irrigation for the farm plots. That could be something else I could do.
Technically, you are in a position of power in Izmir. It's just that's a really long project. You wouldn't get much done in a day. You know, you'd need to devote months of digging to actually achieve that. So again, I'm not saying you can't. It's not something you can do in a few hours.
I know.
Okay. Right. So, real quick, just I'm trying to take a look. Just from taking a look around the map. Abby, do you need help in training the I almost said Grox, it's not a Grox. The
Herd beast.
Beast of
The
Burden?
herd beast. Yeah,
The herd
I
beast.
don't have wrangling.
You don't have
Basically,
wrangling,
all I can
but-
do is mind control it.
But some of the locals have some kind of wrangling, right?
Yes.
Or at least they have in the past, right?
Yes, some of them do have wrangling. It's, again, very primitive. They always take the young animals. So the one that you have is an acceptable age to be wrangled. Bit of a weird
So
word, but
maybe make you if you can be subtle with your powers, maybe make use of them helping you wrangle to tame the beast, so we don't need to rely on you using your power on it all the time.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So if Mother Mouth can section off a small portion that way, Glendra, you're fighting pit. You have wrangling as well. You could also go off and do that if you weren't eating fucking pizza. Sorry, ravioli.
no, he's eating pizza. He wished he could have
And ravioli.
but he can't.
Mm.
He's a degenerate.
Since Jim can't speak right now, Jim eats tinned ravioli
Cold.
and is a degenerate. Yeah.
I'm
Cold.
I am not a savage. Fuck you.
He eats he doesn't even use a fork. He just stabs it with a knife and just eats it that way.
Yep.
No, sorry, toothpick. It's a toothpick.
You know what, Katie? No more potatoes for you.
A toothpick he found outside. Like, it's not even his.
He just borrowed it.
From someone with corona.
So yeah, how about Kalindra, some of the locals, and Abby go start the process of taming the beast, so it's not reliant on powers all the time. And again, this can get across the message of helping people is good. Helping people makes the sun god happy, and therefore makes everything good. Hopefully.
I could also try, preaching again. Maybe.
Maybe when they're drunk. Just in case.
Also, I did want to ask the smiths whether or not they could forge a sword.
Oh.
And I did want to ask Heinrich and maybe Kalindra to instruct Abby in sword fighting.
I can do that.
Yes,
Kalindra says yes.
they can make swords. It is something that is possible. Let me have a look here. So it will take a day for them to actually make it. It is a normal quality because they now have the materials to make normal quality equipment and weapons.
Sweet, okay. Okay, so that's getting everyone kind of busy. Cray, you were shit. What was Cray doing again?
So yes, Cray, what would you like to do? Because the like you said, looking for ores and things, the miner can basically tell you, yeah, they're in the mountain. They have ores and certain metals that can be used already.
I guess we'll do that first.
Didn't we make them a furnace?
Yes. Yeah, they have a
small
furnace.
one.
That's why they have they can make normal quality weapons now.
Copper and stuff like that.
Yeah.
they have a furnace, but they don't have a blast furnace for mass production or anything else.
Yeah, they can make
It's
iron
more
swords.
like you need specialized furnaces if you want to make steel to control gas flow and all that kind of special jazz.
Okay.
So you can, if you ask the miners, the blacksmith, can't remember his name. It's on his character sheet.
Yeah, I would go prospecting.
You can get a saber, a bastard sword, or a long saber, which is two-handed. They're the only two. Well, they can also make a machete, but they're the only three types that they really know how to make. Like they can't make rapiers or anything like that because they don't really. Well, you probably instruct them, but
Could they make?
Can I get them to tell them where they go pointed? Do we have a map on paper? Because I know I have a map in my head, so that's no issue for me. But do we have a map?
no.
Parchment or something like that.
They don't. So far, you haven't seen them create paper. There probably are a few books and manuals that you would have found in the buildings, like really old, almost completely fucked. They'd probably just about be good enough to use. There's animal skins, which you 100% could use, because they have done for thousands of years. But yeah, the people of Izmir don't have maps. They're not advanced enough to know cartography.
Can I get directions and features where they go find specific kinds of ore?
Yeah, sure. It would mean going into the mountains on your own, or with the miner. But they can tell you, yeah, it's in the mountains, and tell you roughly, where they get their iron from and copper.
I think I would be happy with some rough directions for now, and then go. Excuse me.
Okay. Now that I'm done eating, there's another thing that I definitely need to do first before anything. And that is, as much as it pains me, I need to ask Craig to look at the
circle?
No, the patient razor chain. I need you to
Dependent whip meeting.
penitent
No,
patient.
What? It's actually patient.
The razor
It is
chain.
Actually patient. Yes.
Forbidden Law Adeptus Mechanicus roll, and you get a. You would get a -10 to it, I'm afraid. Is it an Archaeotech item? I believe it is. Or you can roll Archaeotech Law if you have Archaeotech Law.
I do have Archaeotech.
Okay, if you have Archaeotech, then it is flat.
Would I be able to see it?
No, you're blind.
Out of character, I don't think I would go to you because you're the blind psyker lady. You're not the combat lady.
So yes, Cray, as you examine the item, you've never seen an item of this construct before, but as you begin looking at the crystals that line the weapon, and you look at the metal how it's been created and all of that, you're almost certain that these crystals are a psychic amplifier. Almost. You can't be 100% because you're not a psyche yourself, and you don't have the equipment to analyze it, but from visual inspections and looking at it, it's definitely not just there for looks. It's not just jewelry. It definitely has a function and a purpose, and you would pretty much bet one of your cogs that it's a psychic amplifier.
Just for my notes, what kind of penitent of patient thing was it?
It should actually be in the chat.
Yeah, it is. It's in chat.
It's in chat.
Hang on. I'll scroll up and there we go. There you go. It's the one that's got your name on it. If you click the attachment.
All right.
Death's Dream fragment. It actually is patient. It's patient because it's sluggish. Yeah, this could I request that they make me a saber?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
Seeing
question.
as you guys have done so much for them, the swords will be free.
In that case,
I
I
would
ask for a
tell
two-handed saber.
Sure.
Long saber.
I'd take a one-handed one.
I would tell Kalindra that it's Psyker laser sheen.
I'll sneer at it, and I'll go to the brothers, to the foliage, since Abby is already there. And as soon as I get there, I'll look at her, poke her, give her the thing, look at the brothers, and ask them to make me a helmet out of the skulls.
What's this?
Just take it.
She looks confused, but she takes it.
Okay then.
The brothers look at you as if you're a bit of a spanner, Kalindra, as you hand them the skull.
I'll show them
look
the
at
skull
you.
and ask them, can you make a helmet out of this?
They look down at you, Kalindra, as they look up at you. Yeah.
Dad,
they
can you
can.
make me a better helmet than this? And adorn it with it.
They kind of look at each other. They're not really armorers. They reckon they can do you turn the skull into a piece of bone armor. But as they're not really, because again it's a skull from a creature that they're not exactly like on great terms with. They kind of look at you and they're like, okay, well, fuck it, fair enough. If you want this thing on your head, okay, fine. It'll take about 20 minutes for them to hack out the bottom of the brain pan, scoop out the brains, because I doubt you did that. Kind of gooey and smelly by now. Yeah, okay. So you have you have a helmet made out of bone. So I'm just trying to see what the creature was actually called. I believe it was a bestial mutant outcast. Hang on, let me just put the token down so I can see. Is that the right one?
Furry helmet.
Yes, it is. So you have a bestial helmet. It will give you a +5 in intimidation against primitives.
Ooh. I'm just gonna get the other one mounted, but that's pretty cool.
It also gives you a -10 to charm.
Against primitives or
Yeah,
everyone.
against primitives.
Okay. Melee weapons. I do have a salvaged chainsword. However, long saber.
The long sabers and sabers are all in the melee weapons in the shop tab.
This is the helmet 2 AP to the head?
Yes,
Primitive?
primitive. Yeah.
Okay.
There. Balance is +10 to all weapon skill, or is it just parrying?
Yes, plus 10 to attacks and plus 10 to parry.
Okay.
Yeah, balanced is one of those really good special.
Just gonna get it up just in case, because I can't remember. It might be different in this, because fucking Rogue Trader.
I think balanced is
Aha.
one of the ones that stays the same. I'm not sure.
Nope. Balanced weapons grant plus 10 to to weapon skill tests made to parry. Just to parry.
Oh, okay.
See? Meanwhile, defensive is the one that gives you plus 15.
Yeah, I guess it's only in the later editions that it goes to attacks as well.
Yep. Oh well. Okay. So it is balanced and primitive. So primitive means it does half damage against modern armor, or not modern armor, but advanced armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Sweet. Salvage chain swords tearing. Balanced. Huh.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it's still balanced.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Maybe I don't need a long saber, but I definitely don't need the fucking mining pick. Let's set that to the bottom.
What are the stats for a 100 saber?
It's in the
same as a
shop.
regular sword.
Yeah, it's in the shop.
1d10
It's in the shop.
rending. Oh, it's in the shop as well.
Yeah. Long saber and then normal saber is in there as well.
Put the long saber there. Salvage chains. I'm going to put the salvage chains above that just for. The long saber is more going to be a symbol kind of thing. If you get my drift, because it's more akin to a weapon of this world.
Oh, sorry. Actually, the saber is not in there. What it was, it's not. Maybe it's in the
No, it
second
is.
one.
No, it is. It's below.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
below punch dagger. It's just the stats of a regular sword. 1d10 rending, balance, and primitive. Let me see.
Oh, it weighs 1 kilo less. That's the only difference. Huh. I would have thought it would have been 1 kilo more, but fair enough.
No, sabers are light weapons.
I suppose they're more cavalry weapons, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, our weapon isn't also that giant lump of dead weight.
Weapon is a weapon.
So
Like
sure.
axes, they're surprisingly light.
That's why I said a weapon's a weapon. Saber is long saber is 3 kilograms. It's only one. It's only 1 kilo heavier.
Yeah, you can definitely tell whoever made this game had never actually picked up a real sword before.
I guess it's more just the hilt. I guess, but
Well, that they don't weigh that much is kind of realistic.
yeah.
Oh no, a lump of iron
Long
weighs a
saber,
lot.
It's 200. Yeah, it should be a bit more.
Remember, you're not using steel here, which is lighter. You're using iron. So you'd think it would be heavier, but then again, never mind. So yeah, you have
but
your
what
weapons.
you then have is that your weapon is weaker, but you still aim for the same weight.
Okay.
A giant lump that you can't manipulate. You're even
Remember,
lesser
dude,
than,
you're in a primitive area. You're in a primitive area. We're not talking about
No.
modern. It's primitive area. There's going to be heavy, but I don't care too much about the weight. Not like it matters that much.
Yes. Okay. I've just went through my stuff just so I can do some shit. I've given up my salvage last gun, didn't I? I did. So I can get rid of that out of my inventory. Stop trying to make me change it. Fuck you.
Do you want the last gun?
No.
Fine.
I do.
You have like 3 or something, dude.
I have two actual. No, I have one actual last gun, and you also have the other actual last gun. The rest are parts that are used in ours.
Yes, you don't need any more. Stop it. Get some help.
Yes, I want to make it twin linked.
Oh god.
Don't have extra arms yet, Albie.
Duct tape exists.
Okay, so with the weapons and stuff done, or in the process, carry on with the preparations for the feast. You guys go sort out the herd beast. Galindra, either help out the herd beast, tidy up your house, or finally draw a fucking circle. Cray, still don't remember what the fuck you're doing unless you're helping with the forging process. And
Suppose I can
I'll.
if you ask me.
It's up to you. I'm
I don't
just
have
gonna.
anything else to do. Really.
Alright, you help with the forging. See it? Actually, if you help out with the forging, could you theoretically do some kind of tech test to see if there's any ways to cut down the time but increase production?
I don't know. I'm looking
Or
above to
make the swords better.
Like a way to make the swords better, well, besides using different materials, but if there was a way, a more efficient way for them to sharpen the blades or to forge the blades, getting them from getting them from forge wells and stuff like that. Oh, maybe you don't.
I mean, I
hang on,
could
I don't.
maybe cut it in a certain way. Sharpen it.
Once we get access to steel, we might be able to make Damascus steel.
You only really need that if you have soft steel and hard steel.
Yes, but it's
If
the
we
show.
have access to steel, we'll. I mean, Damascus steel is to.
Again, it's also the show
It's
of things,
compass.
my dude. We need
It's
things
for
to
showpiece.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's basically makes if we can make it into a good quality sword, so it actually looks better.
I was under the impression you wanted Damascus to make it stronger or better.
Oh no! Again, it's all about the show.
Yeah.
So technically, that class is best quality because you don't have
Ooh,
you
okay,
don't
even
have
better.
domestic. Well, there's no sword in our ancient history that was made of Damascus steel that wasn't made for like emperors, kings, nobilities. It's not something peasants get hold of.
At least in
No.
in the beginning, yeah, but it became more and more frequent. Like
Yeah, for merchants and
speed build
lords
fucking
and things
Damascus.
like that.
yeah, they speed build Damascus steel, Damascus steel now and other shit like
Yeah,
Forge
nowadays.
on Fire.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah.
But not ancient times.
Again, I still need to think that we need to think of primitive. Unga bunga. What is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, kind of.
Hang on, I need to make a meme real quick.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right. I think that's it, at
Okay.
least from my end.
So, we'll go with Abby. Do you want to do a wrangling test, or do you want the locals to do wrangling?
I don't have wrangling.
Well, Peter's gonna hate me. So, you ask the inbreds for help. They step over to they push you out of the way because you're fucking useless. Get out of the way. They come over to the creature. They savagely start beating the creature. Roll wrangling. They can use their fortune point. Oh, sorry. Oh, I rolled it on Izmirian, so I didn't mean to do that. It should have been the hunters, technically.
So, Heinrich, I'm not responsible if a herd beast kills a few of them.
It's a juvenile. It can only kill a couple. There's 3 of them. They'll outlast it.
In fact, I might cheer it on.
So they use their fortune points to re-roll, and their target is slightly lower. Marvelous. Oh, fuck! They succeeded! What the fuck? They got a 5. Their target was 12. That's 2 fortune points now I've used, and both times got single digits. Huh.
Tough love.
They beat
Oh,
the creature
God.
into submission. They gain, they get 2 degrees of success. It takes a while. It takes a while, but in about 2 hours, the creature seems to listen to their commands.
Okay.
Poor creature, they're just beating it for 2 hours until it does what they say.
Good job. Good job.
Yay.
Good job, them. This is a crime against nature. Just
Hey,
smacking
Peter's
it.
not going to be mad at me. I don't care.
Look, this entire village is a crime against nature.
Kind of.
Technically.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm looking for a very specific meme, but I can't remember the fucking name of. Okay. So, carry on. Sorry, please.
So, we then go to Kalindra, drawing a circle. Give me an intelligence test. I think that's what we did last time. Can't quite remember.
Is it intelligence?
Yeah, flat intelligence. I'll give
I
you a
don't
plus.
remember
I'll give
either,
you.
so,
I'll
yeah.
give you a plus 10.
That's still not a good chance. See, especially since Lady Luck doesn't like Calendar, like at all.
No one likes.
And I think I'm too
Kalindra.
distracted by the people beating the creature over there. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm distracted.
Do I get to
Not the
name
fact
the
that
poor thing, by the way?
Sorry. What was that?
I think you asked if you could name the poor creature.
Oh, yeah. You can name it if you wish. You can name the species if you wish. They're just a herd beast. Like, as far as you're aware, they haven't been added to the Imperial. Oh, I can't remember the word for it now. It's not anthology. It's a special word for the different species and breeds of animals, but I can't remember the word now.
Oh, the. Oh.
Yeah, whatever the word is, you can technically name it if you want it to have an individual name, or you can name the species if you wish.
We shall.
Well,
name
this
it-
particular one shall be known as Bessie.
Okay.
Let's see.
What, it's basically a cow.
Yeah, I'm about to save the original.
Who baptized the Bessie with a beating.
It's just the Great Khan entrance ritual. All right, what's your name? Bessie. Why? Huh. Okay. Okay. What's next?
So yeah,
Yes, Kalindra
with
still can't do a circle.
2 degrees of success for that, you have broken its will. It doesn't really give me all that much information about it, but you got 2 degrees of success. You broke its will. So yeah, it has been bonded to a master. The degenerates push Abby onto the creature, then walk away. Your creature now, not our problem. They walk off. They give it a beating, push you onto it, Abby, and then walk off. Like, okay, we're done now.
I pet it and treat it well. Your name is Bessie now.
It whinges. So Kalindra attempts to draw a circle and fails again. Do you want to try again, Kalindra? Or do you want to do something else?
Honestly, I have nothing better to do currently, so I'll try again. I just have a fate point, so again, I don't think this is going to work because Lady Luck doesn't like Kalindra. I told you.
Okay, so you spend a couple of hours trying to draw a circle, never happy with how the circle turns out, and constantly, rubbing it out and then doing it again.
Oval.
How have you done a square?
Oh, I'm not rubbing it out and doing it again. Degenerate, but not doing that out in the public.
Did you draw a penis in the fucking ground instead of a fucking circle?
Nope, those words came from the man in the sky, not me.
You could ask for help, you know?
Yeah, I'm too proud of that shit.
Maybe us filthy monk are better at drawing circles.
I mean, it is primitive.
It's filthy.
It is primitive enough that you probably are, but still too proud. At least for now.
We can draw circles.
I have a GPS in my bloody head. If anyone can
maybe after I have pitied a week.
Hang on.
Okay. So Heinrich fails to do Kalindra fails to do that. You had that done,
I guess I need to make a roll for the forging.
So yeah, you can give me a tech use for the swords.
Any bonuses?
You do have give you a plus 10. Plus 20 because you also got the assistance from the blacksmith. Okay. You basically help them forge the swords. They don't have any technologies to help you speed it up or anything. You just help forge the swords. So, Cray is forging one of the swords that goes to the party, basically. It's not like they have any. Don't know how. There's nothing for you to do, Cray, to improve what they're doing. So you basically just help them forge one. Your techniques are different to theirs, so they do like watch your hammering techniques and so on. But yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm thinking, God, I wish I had some servitors.
No, I'm going to save my rant for at the end of the session when I'm like, you dum-dums, for fuck's sake, make notes, look at your gear. But no, But no.
I know. I'm not the owner, though. Heinrich told me no. He does want to give the spider servitor to check into me.
No, there are multiple. There are so many things. So many things. But fine.
Did I miss something? Don't think I missed
Probably.
something.
You've all missed everything. It's terrible. So, as it seems, is there anything else anyone wants to do before we go over to the party? Very well. The sun begins to set, the still has finished distilling, and the food is ready. All the community gather for the celebration. Let's have the dancers attempt a dance again. They fucked up last time, but who knows? Maybe they've got better. I doubt it. Performance. Dance. I don't add one. Damn it. I'll give him a +5. Why not? Holy. Hang on. Oh yeah, target 40.
Oh, I think we
+5.
lost Jim.
Yep. Yep.
Oh. We lost Jim.
Jim's internet may have died.
Sadness.
When are we torturing and killing the old man?
I think my internet died, but I remember one thing when we were torturing and killing the old man.
No, when are we torturing and killing the old man? We're not torturing and killing the old man yet. Stuff him in the fucking house.
Okay, Jim is typing, so he will hopefully.
I
be
do
back soon.
remember that we have a hat.
Jim can't hear us because he's not in the chat.
I do have an AC unit in me if we need to give him some electroshocks, CIA style.
So,
Right, Olby, touch his nipples.
Oh, what? Alright, just because fucking Jim's AFK doesn't mean you get to step in as a degenerate. Actually, no, I guess it is. Go ahead.
okay, so I don't know if Jim's like able to watch the stream, and that's where he's hearing me. I don't. So
Jim is not hearing you at all. At least I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't know. So as the community gathers, the sun begins to set. The dancers come forth and begin dancing in the fountain. Why not? They actually do a somewhat okay dance this time. Anus should take pride of place, surrounded by his brethren. Surround the anus, protect the anus.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm gonna have too much fun with his name. I can tell. So as the celebration gets underway, the dancers dance, the drink is flowing, the food is being presented. The sun has well and truly set by now. They have a big fire going. The mood is very light, jovial, and so on and so forth. It gets to, well, actually, I believe Heinrich can actually tell. It gets to about 11 o'clock.
Yes, I have a clock. I have a wristwatch. Oh, actually, I meant to ask, is it a wristwatch or is it a pocket watch? Because it actually says in the book it could be either or.
Up to you.
I would say pocket watch. Just for the style
Fancier.
points.
Fancier.
Yes. Again.
So it gets to about 11 o'clock. The moon has risen extremely high, and it is a full moon. For the rest of you, you sit around eating, perhaps just sipping a little on drinks, or maybe you're enjoying the celebration properly. As the moon rises high into the sky, a full hunter's moon, all the people of Izmir begin to go quiet. And the dancers, well, actually I say dancers, let's put a couple more in the fountain. There we go. Dancers. they begin moving in a more choreographed way. Like before, they were just dancing, just a happy dance. It's not really choreographed. It's not ritualistic. It's just dancing. Whereas when everyone takes notice of the moon, they begin dancing in more of a ritualistic way.
All right. Immediately asking Muttermouth to what is the significance? Do you remember this significance before? What the hell is this? Do I remember if this is when wasn't Hunter's Moon when the uh the the guardsman showed up? Was it?
It was a not a hunter's moon. It was a the other. It's not the. Yeah, so that was about half the time ago. It wasn't a hunter's moon. It was a bright moon. But no.
Right.
Okay. Muttermouth looks around at the people. He has a confused look on his face. And that's when the old man starts laughing. Muttermouth looks round to the old man.
Time to kill him? ? Would I recognize heretical activity?
It's ritualistic at the moment, so
I mean, the cackling
wanna-
of the old man does seem to imply it's heretical.
No.
yeah.
No, it doesn't. Like, he's laughing. Like, heretical stuff, Albie, in 40k is chaos, is not laughing at a moon.
They've just swapped from a hang on. They've just swapped from a regular dance to something a bit more ritualistic, and we kind of know somewhat of their customs. It's something not in the Imperial Creed. It could be. It is classed as heresy. We don't know if it's chaos heresy or just wrong religion heresy.
Or if it's just a ritualistic dance of savages.
Yes, that is also heresy. Technically,
That's heresy.
yeah.
It's not heresy for savages to do, because otherwise they'd kill off most
because technically their current religion is not a official is not seen as an official branch of the imperial cult. So anything they do that is not basically sanctioned by us.
So okay, technically by the ecclesiarchy, these are heretics.
Yeah, it's heresy.
But by the imperial army, they're not, because they're men that could be used and brought enlightened into the imperial creed, same as savage worlds that Astartes recruit from. They might know of the god M or the sky god or this, that, or the other. These people know of him. It's just they haven't been properly educated into just him.
They're an undiscovered colony that has a different religion that's not been, because it hasn't been sanctioned by the ecclesiarchy. It is technically heresy. Whatever they do that we don't know is technically heresy.
I will concede on that point.
Yes, but kick the old man. I'm kicking the old man.
The old man begins saying stuff as you kick him, Heinrich.
Okay.
And the people begin to listen. Muttermouth translates. The old man is laughing maniacally. I can never say that word, maniacally or whatever it is.
Hang on, didn't we gag him?
No. He was knocked unconscious.
I'm sure we died.
I thought we did.
He was knocked unconscious a day ago. And he was tied up.
It was over a day ago, so yeah.
Okay. Muttermouth translates for you. These fools think they have changed our world. They think they have changed our people. You will all see. The blue moon will rise, and you will see that change will only bring damnation to all of you. You have walked from the path. Damnation will follow. The people of Izmir hear these words and begin to look worried as they're looking at the old man and then up at the sky, up at this full, currently white-ish moon.
Okay.
But the laughter begins to stop. After only a few moments, the moon changes colour.
To what color?
Jim, if you were trying to move next to him to get pain, that's not going to fly. You were all the way over here before Heinrich kicked him.
You do realize
Well,
that
he
I connected
didn't-
to so I couldn't move, right?
Huh?
Yeah, he didn't have the opportunity to join us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
My internet
in
kind of
fairness.
died, so.
I'll give
But
you.
if you want me to, I can go all the way back.
No, I'll give you that. I just figured you had moved him because you heard that Heinrich was kicking the old man.
No, I didn't even hear that. I just got back.
Okay. Fair enough then. Fair enough.
I'm very tempted to
Yep,
blast
so,
the head
any-
off.
any- blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what is the color of the moon?
People cower in fear as the moon turns red.
I will make a deadpan explanation. Oh, it's a lunar eclipse. One question, how high in the sky is it?
Intelligence check, Cray.
If you're looking for the time, it's approximately 11 o'clock.
Now I want to know how high in the sky is to know if it's an eclipse or if it could be a volcano that went off and the dust that is filtering the light.
Okay.
Intelligence check.
4. It rolled a 4.
I know the entire orbit of the moon.
It's not a solar eclipse. It's not volcanic ash. You have no idea why the moon has turned red, blood red, all of a sudden. It shouldn't do that. It wasn't a slow turning of the color. It went from white to blood red.
Would I be able to tell?
Do assignations, I guess? Is
Why
there something
that
psychic
or
happening?
I roll law something?
Hang on a minute. Let me have a look at character sheet.
Well, I'd have Psychus, Warp, and Occult. Those might fit.
Could I do something with astromancy?
Yeah, I was about to say. Pretty sure it's astromancy to know stuff about the stars and sky.
Sure, I'll
But
roll
then
astromancy
again, I
as
did
well,
make
so-
my intelligence, and it's basically the same check value. So
If he couldn't tell by just looking at it and, explain it with a phenomenon,
Well,
I
no,
thought
he,
maybe.
he rolled an intelligence check to know that it's not. I didn't tell him what it was. I just told him the two things he said were not correct.
So,
I don't suppose you will be so kind to let me do an astromancy to exclude any natural phenomena.
Yeah, you can do an astromancy to rack your brain about natural phenomena that would turn a moon from one color to another instantly.
it's probably not that natural, you know?
I mean, I am suspecting one of shenanigans out of character, but Gray doesn't, so...
Yeah, that's why I'm asking whether I should roll for warp, psychus, or occult.
If it only were green, it would be a lot more fun.
No,
What was that, Jim? I didn't hear.
they are both
Yes,
specific.
yes,
They're
yes.
all. He's mentioned a blue moon. He's mentioned a red, or this is not a red moon. It's the colors of the chaos gods, for fuck's sake.
I know. But if it was green, it could be no scale, which would be fun.
No, it would be Nurgle, and everyone gonna get fucking pustules all over their.
Does
Body.
Mork and Gork have a color? Or do Mork and Gork have a color?
No, because it's the chaos gods, not the orc gods.
Maybe it's just monster energy.
If it was the orc gods, the moon would crash into us.
Or it'd shout out
Fair
Wog.
enough.
Yeah, it turns out it's a wog and crashes into us.
So, Heinrich and Cray, with your astromancy rolls, you think to yourselves, what normal natural phenomena could do this? There are plenty. There are lots of them. In fact, I believe you can have the colour of the sky change because of the warp. It happens. But from what you know,
But
this planet has a field around it. It has a shield. So as you think to yourselves, it can't be a natural phenomena, can it? And as you look up at the sky again, you see the aurora borealis, the flickering of the shield. But when the flickering, the color goes through across the moon's color does not change at all. You think to yourselves, well, this can't be a natural phenomena. So Abby may roll warp.
I'm re-rolling. Fuck's sake.
0.4, fuck's sake.
It's just off. Abby, you know of a number of warp phenomena that change skies and so on and so forth. Normally it's warp storms, it's a breach in the immaterium, it's something that normally is kind of catastrophic, or at least very, very bad. Warp energies from the Eye of Terror or from the other warp anuses in the world, in the universe, can send people mad when they're strong. You don't feel anything. There's no malevolent feeling coming from it. So the only thing you can really think of is maybe it's got to do with the shield, or maybe it's got to do with how the people here perceive something, but then that can't be right. And you start thinking of different theories and different, like, well, if it's warp energy, maybe the shield is reacting to warp energy, and that's why the aurora borealis. But then why has the moon changed color? And you can't quite figure out why it would do this.
I'm just gonna ask Mothermouth to ask the people, specifically Enos or the trader or the craftsman. Like, have they seen anything like this in the past? I know the old man has mentioned the blue moon. What does red signify?
Okay, so the named characters gather. The two brothers talk to each other for a moment, and they're the first ones to answer. They say it's the changing of seasons. That when a season changes, the color of the moon will change. And there are five colors. 4 that you've already guessed, plus a golden.
Red. Yep. Okay. All right.
They will tell you that that where they're from, they're the preachers that would come by and preach to them would say that it's because they have not been devout enough. They have been too quick to shed blood, so a blood moon has appeared. They have changed too much, therefore a blue moon has appeared. So on and so forth. Anus will tell you that this is a sign of the paths. That's if it was a blue moon, it would mean that the old man was right, that we've moved from the wrong path. Now the old man at this point, he stopped laughing and there's fear on his face as he sees that it's not a blue moon, it's a red moon. He is really scared that it's changed to red. Whereas the merchant listens to what the brothers have said, and he tells a story that his father's passed on a story of the world changing the people's paths, that the world decides which way they should go, and that a bloody moon means that war is coming, that there will be a great battle. But he will add on that they have seen the moons change colour before and nothing has really happened. It's not as if every time the moon changes there's actually big changes happening. But he does say it used to. That it very much used to be the case that when the moons changed, champions would come forth. But he also say it's a very, very old tale that's passed on, and no one really listens to those stories anymore because it's been so long since champions emerged. And to put into context, just so you as players know, because you've seen the Fetit's timeline. So this is when the shield was down. When the shield was down, which was for a few centuries, or it was actually raised again, is where the path started out. And that's where champions were emerging.
The shield has went down temporarily.
Yes, so as a reminder, when the Fetits first arrived at the northern fortress, the shield wasn't up. Then the Men of Iron attacked. The shield was down for a while, then it went up again. It went up for the first time. This is how the Men of Iron were repelled from the world. And then a few centuries or so went past. When the rogue trader came back, the shield was lowered again. And then after the Fetit's second disaster, when they retreated back up north, the shield was risen again. But they don't know how it's rising. They don't have control over the shield facility. And you'd guess it has to be a massive shield generator on the planet somewhere.
Okay. Alright.
I'll see if Anus can do something.
Right.
So Anus, Jesus Christ, yours. Give it a go, I suppose. Oh my fucking god! Did I? 12. Holy shit! Wow. Good thing we aren't doing combat today. So
Yeah, we'd be dead.
Anus looks around, looks at the old man in fear, sees everyone else looking in fear, but he doesn't. He looks around and Muttermouth will translate what he says. I'm not going to give him a voice, I can't be bothered. So Muttermouth translates, and no. These people have shed blood for us. And the moon has reflected their decision. They have removed the old ways from us. Blood was spilled. This must be a sign that we must shed more blood. We must end more old ways.
Who's saying that?
Anus.
Okay.
Suddenly, I'm no longer regretting mistaking him for the foreman.
I'll put a hand on Anus's shoulder, and while it may be true that the sky reflects the bloodshed that occurred, it would not be wise to continue the bloodshed. Not utterly. While the change we bring is good, but difficult to some degree, and I motion to Amos's arm. There is power in restraint. Following the blood completely will just lead to more and more issues. There will be no more left to follow the correct path. But then, what if the moon changes again? Will you again change on a dime? No. It is a sign of things that have been done, but not for things to be done. You can see it is red for the blood that has been spilled, yes, but that does not mean go out and spill more now. We follow the path, and you will see it be gold soon.
Okay, give me a charm test with, well, it's up to you. It sounds more like a charm, but you can use Intimidate. If you use a charm, it is with a +20. With an Intimidate, it is with a +10.
I'm gonna go with charm, because do I want to go? No. I think I want to go charm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, obviously Mouth is translating, but Anus is nodding his head, agreeing. Some of the other, like the miners and the merchant, are agreeing with this. Some of the others in Izmir are agreeing. Others are like looking at, to Anus, going, "Well, no, surely more blood must be spilled." There's some debate going on over who's right, but it does seem as if the majority are following the new leadership's verdict on the decision.
Okay. Now, with the revelation finished, I'll pick up my previous glass of Ploying juice, and where's my refill? Where's your refill? Shoving, or like doing a playful shoulder into Amos. Like, we still have a celebration, do we not?
As you shoulder Anus hugs you and raises a glass. Or probably a horn. some such primitive
probably.
drinking vessel.
We did get Herdbeast horn.
Yeah.
And give it to them at some point. So yeah, there you go.
Drinking like proper Vikings.
Alright.
Space Wolves
So-
would be pleased.
I'll make sure to specifically. I'll strike my drinking horn off each of the named characters of each of their drinks, and any villager that comes to meet me. And even to show Amos a little bit of good faith, I will get a small amount of water for the old man.
Sure. The old man is just in fear. He's basically sobbing and weeping at the moment because his last gambit has kind of failed.
I'll ask Mothermouth to whisper into his ear that he will not die this day. You will see changes come. You will see things improve, and your way will die.
He whimpers more, I should imagine. I mean, you're an old man. Your last gambit, he's just probably destroyed at the moment. Like his last roll of the dice kind of backfired, and yeah. Imagine much weeping and sobbing can be heard.
I put on that classic noble faux smile. I'm actually extremely worried, but I'm putting on a faux smile, and I'm joining in the revelry. Not
Sure.
too much, but I'll hold back a bit this time.
Fair enough. So the tension within the community has died down considerably now. The enjoyment has picked back up. The dancing has gone back to less of the ritualistic, waving their hands at the moon and waiting for a change to come. They're now just dancing normally again. And as the night drags on, the fucking begins, because of course it does. Much vulgarity can be seen as the inbreds carry on doing what they've been doing for centuries.
Can I cockblock them by preaching?
You can attempt to.
Nothing ruins an orgy like a priest.
Wouldn't the priest just join?
All right,
I
Abbott,
don't see any fire around. Also, she's female. Not a priest. Not Catholic either.
So give me an ecclesiastical cult roll. You gain a plus 10 for being in control of the town, and yeah, you get a plus 20 because you're in control of the town, and you are one of the people who actively tried to change things around here.
So Imperial.
Imperial Creed plus 20, or Imperial Cult, whichever one it is. Okay, with a natural 9 with 8 degrees of success.
Fucking hell.
As they're starting to get down and jiggy with it, you start standing up and you drag Muttermouth to translate for you. And as you're preaching, Muttermouth translates as best he can. There are some words which are a little bit complicated for him to, just because it's the word terminology you'd be using reading from the good book might have a bit of difficulty translating. But it does seem as if it's going down well. Muttermouth does seem to be doing his best to translate some of the words. Some of the more difficult words, I mean. And you do notice that there are a few people who are definitely taking far more of an interest in what Muttermouth is translating for you. And they're kind of looking from you to Muttermouth more intently. There are a great number who are drunk at this point. Unfortunately, so 8 degrees of success cut in half. You gain 4 people who are really interested in what you're preaching. You cock block 4 of them, but a lot of them still carry on. Yes, you can make a note you have for the what would be the word for it?
Devotees?
Yeah,
Converts?
devotees would work. I was also thinking of the word for a preacher's group. Like you're preaching to the not to the choir, to the congregation. Congregation. So you're preaching to the congregation, your followers. You now have 4 followers of the Imperial Creed.
Okay,
So
that's more than last time.
certainly is. Certainly is. Last time it didn't go down too well, so yeah. But yes, you can add that you have 4 members now.
Yay!
Was there anything else people wanted to do before the end of the night?
Go to my sleeping
now
spot.
that
You have a secret spot? Okay.
Sleeping.
Oh, sleeping.
Oh.
Sure, you can do that. So, the night comes to an end, although the drinking and merriment...
Hang on. Now that they're a little bit liquored up and stuff like that, I'll specifically be asking, again, the named NPCs for now. I kind of want to see... I think they were a bit fearful about it previously, but what do they know of the mining camp? In the hills and in
So, essentially what they can tell you is that many, many months ago, there was strange lights that were seen in the distance. Really strange lights and really odd noises. They would basically tell you that 40 days ago, there were more strange noises. I'll tell you now, this is the landing craft that they were using. Some of the hunters went over to investigate and never returned. You did not see any people of Izmir in the mining community. They might have been killed by the pirates. They might have been killed by the wildlife. Or maybe they died before you got there. That's also possible. But after their hunters...
How many people left?
About 4, 5. It wasn't a big group that really...
5.
Well, last time the hunters went out.
Skills.
Oh, no, there's the Izmirians, so they can survive well enough, but also it's further than a day's travel. So they were clearly the braver ones out of the community, and they never returned. So they've treated it more as a taboo place. It's a place that they don't really want to go. Strange noises, lights and sounds, and people have disappeared who went looking for it. They're like, nah. They very rarely go that far from their village anyway. So the small group that went were probably the bravest of the community. So unfortunately, they don't know that much about it. Because again, they haven't gone over there. I think it takes about a day and a half to get there. I will double check that now. But it is quite possible that they ended up near the ruins that you guys were at. So it takes a day and a bit to get there. So if they left really early in the morning, they might have got there in a day. Maybe not. Depends on how hard they were pushing themselves. But it's roughly 5 squares to get there. I'm pretty sure you can move 4 in a day, so they either ran there to find out, or they stayed somewhere overnight. I mean, either of these options tells you that they were definitely the braver of the group, considering everyone here is shit scared of the night.
Okay.
But since you guys have been in Izmir and in this area, you haven't heard any sounds like what they're describing. But what they're describing sounds like sonic booms. It sounds like a re-entry from orbit. Shit like that.
Okay. No, fair enough. Okay. I'll can I, if there's people talking, can I just ask Murmur to give me a quick rundown of if he can hear what they're saying? Just get a brief idea of what people are talking about in the village.
Yeah, so there's a lot of talk about basically that there's more excitement about changes coming, that things are different, that you've brought in all these new things like proper food, distilled alcohol, the forge, and all tools that has been made in the forge are all normal quality rather than poor quality. So they're all talking about change is good. Lots of good things have come from this, but there are 1 or 2 people who more play devil's advocate of, but is change all that good? Will they, what will they do? What will they change next? What if comes up? But genuinely speaking, it does get shot down. It's like, well, what if they get us better food? What if they get us better defenses or better equipment? Every naysayer or devil's advocate is kind of shot down by the fact that you have increased their comfort of living.
Remember, in the olden days, when it didn't hurt when you took a dump.
Yep.
You have solid stool now. Solid stool.
Terrible. I mean, the old man was the only one who was really offended by this.
I still can't work out if he's a follower of Zinch or a follower of fucking Nurgle yet. Probably Nurgle, actually, to be honest, for stagnation and shit. But again, I can't work that out in character anyway. Okay, so I'm happy enough with what happens during the rest of the night.
And I will add that Muttermouth would tell you that, like, Anus, when they do talk about, your arm, what happened, because obviously it's still in a sling and everything, he does go into, I was in darkness, I could hear nothing, I could but all I felt was pain, and there are a few people who are like, hang on, wait, you were just pain? That's all. There was nothing, like, again, waking up in a dark cave with a light at the end of the tunnel and all that shit. So there are some negatives to go along with, but it's mainly positives that they talk about.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that negative would have been there if maybe some stimulants, maybe some painkillers were added to the operation.
I had some bad feelings about it. I don't anymore.
Yeah, no, don't fucking change the subject. You tried to you deliberately fucking took him away because you actually mixed him up with the fucking foreman.
Yes, and also because we don't have a lot of them yet.
Yes, but we could still use them,
I'll keep in mind, for every token you see, there's probably another 2 or 3 tokens for each one. So the community is like 50 people strong. I know that's not a lot, but yeah.
Increase the fans too. I mean, that guy is fucking his sister, who is also his mother.
Kind of, yeah.
They all look the same.
No, there's a couple of differences. You can tell the men from the women.
Oh, sorry.
I
Sorry.
don't think mother and sister work. Like, how the fuck does
What?
that even work? Someone being your sister and your mother.
Albie, don't delve too deep into it. It's a joke.
It's a long web of shit.
Sister and stepmother works. Anyway, moving
You see, you have to remove half the title because it's fucking annoying at times.
on. Like thinking.
Oh boy. Onwards.
So,
In mother and half sister could work, I suppose.
Albie. Onwards.
as the night comes to an end, the next day there's obviously a lot of groggy heads. I'm guessing you guys haven't gone overboard with your drinking because you've got stuff to do, unlike the people of Izmir.
No.
I don't really have anything.
I would
Lindro
have
would,
grabbed some points and made some fruit juice for me. I don't trust
Lindro,
alcohol in here.
Sure.
Lindro will drink a single mug, nothing more for the rest of the night. He's not
Uh,
indulging tonight.
If you remove 2 ploins from your so you have 68
No.
ploins
You
left.
don't get the plot.
You have some ploin
Don't get
juice
the
to sip
ploins.
from.
No.
Okay,
You either drink alcohol or you drink water.
guess I drink waters then.
Okay.
You cruel bastard. So the night comes to an end.
I'm cruel for that.
So in the morning, Muttermouth wakes you all up. Muttermouth will do the cooking for the morning, so you have some cooked meats and things to eat. When the brothers, I'm not going to move all the tokens around, they wheel out your cart.
Hey!
And that, hang on,
Bite down time.
Geddy, do you still need to leave at 9?
I can go a little after, but I should be packing up. I say 9:10. Would be good.
Okay. Well, I'm going to end the episode off here because it's a new day, it's a new dawn.
Oh, okay.
And
Fair enough.
it's 10 to. Well, the thing is, do you guys want to do something? Like, I'd make a decision on today on what you're doing for the next episode, or we can come back to that next week.
That will
It's a
save
case
us some
of-
time.
Do we want to improve the village? Do we want to spend time improving the village, or do we want to go out and do some more exploring? It's what it boils down to. I think if we're going to improve the village, we're going to look for some things. But I think Cray, I'll be able to give you that lockcaster and stuff to look at, unless you have something to help out with. Otherwise, how does that sound?
So if you want to work on the village, essentially you'll have to devote days to doing certain things. So if you wanted to devote 5 days to do a big project, you can start doing a big project. Most of the smaller projects are done with, except from Kalindra's ones, because she can't do them.
She can't draw a fucking turtle.
But if you wanted to do other stuff in the town that you guys can think of doing, sure. Otherwise, yeah, from now on to upgrade Izmir, you are going to have to spend days, if not weeks, on bigger projects.
Okay.
You also need to get back to Fairy Town soonish.
We could we could dedicate some time to creating some alcohol to bring back to Furry Town. That way we can actually trade for some more stuff. As well as some other material.
I mean, I guess I could work on increasing the distillery.
It's a possibility.
Honestly, what I want to do is explore.
I
We have a
don't
cart.
think that.
We have a cart now.
Good
It's
start
okay.
loading.
So
We
What-
do, but
What will we do?
So what we'll say then
how about we just
is you spend the 41st day in Izmir, Cray, give me a tech use test with a plus 20. You know how to do it now. You've already done it once before, so meh. Shouldn't be that difficult.
For what is this?
Making
Tech
another
use plus
still.
20.
The fuck am I going to put this other still? Running out of room. Build it over here. So yep, you succeed. So you are able to build another still. They're going to start moving the stills over to an area where they have more space to work with them. There we go. So you
No, it's
can.
blocking the path to my warehouse.
No. Hang on, where's the door to your warehouse? No, the door to your warehouse I think is on the other side. No, because then all the materials are blocking it up, aren't they? Oh, let me zoom in. Zoom. Oh yeah, no, that is the door.
The
Isn't
door's
it?
there.
That is the door. So we'll move it over.
So as they close the door, they fucking put the rocks in the way. It's like, oh yeah, perfect. Okay.
Yes, next to the flammable straw.
Move the build. I moved the building, trying to move the rocks.
I think the building moved in fear of that.
It did, but it's because I can't pick up. I can't pick up the stones. Oh, hang on.
It's because you're on the wrong layer.
Oh, the stones.
You're on
the stones are on the token layer. They're not on the map layer. Gotcha.
That looks funky somehow.
Hang on. Yeah. So I was hitting the wrong buttons for a while, which is why. Oh God, I forgot. There's multiples, aren't there? It's not just one stone. Fuck. Right, all of you at once over there. All of you at once.
There you go.
Oh no, it's moving out of the building now. God damn it! Why'd I put it on the tilt? There we go. It'll be like that. So the door is clear.
It's fine.
So you have another still. Heinrich, if you want to make more ploin alcohol, remove another 20 ploins, and you get another 10 bottles. So you have 11 bottles by the end of the day. Kalindra, give me 2 more intelligence tests. I'll give you an extra plus 10 this time, so you get plus 20.
Okay. Watch me fail twice. Because that's usually how my luck goes.
100.
Oh, wow.
You succeed in drawing a circle. Congratulations.
Fucking finally.
It's not that big of an achievement. You got it just and no more. Holy shit.
Dude,
Kalindra's defense
the way my
perfect
rolls
circles
go,
are
this is a
hard to
massive
do.
achievement. Because sincerely, the way my rolls have been going for weeks with Kalindra, this is a massive achievement.
Oh boy.
You draw a
Maybe, like, just a
circle
pity on me.
and you're happy with it. I'll even be nice. You get some stones and you place them around the outside. You have
Are they the right curvature?
You have a primitive fighting pit.
Good enough for now.
I mean, if you want, I could start building some stands for you.
No, don't need for those yet.
She's happy with her circle. Just leave her happy with her circle. So Abby, was there anything you would like to do with this day?
Well, if we have time and we spend the day here, probably grab Heinrich and or Kalindra, try and get them to instruct Abby in sword fighting.
Sure. So essentially, you and Heinrich and Abby can go down to the fighting pit, and I don't know if Kalindra will help, but Heinrich will spar with you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Tie the old man up and leave him in the factory.
I am up for sparring, but I will not teach you anything.
Tie the old man up. No, don't put him in there. What's this? Is this a shed? No, put him in my old shed. Put him in here. He has some gravel to lie on, and that is it.
Sure, okay. So, basically, Well, actually, I imagine a couple of the Izmirians would hear the sparring and take a look, see what's going on. Get scum over there as well, why not? Okay, so
on guard.
you spend the day training. Cray makes another still. You're getting alcohol sorted, so you have some tradables to take with you. I'll give it to you that the brothers make some leather, like braiding for the a bridle for the herd beast, so it can actually be attached to the cart. I'm gonna group them together. Group you together, you little swine. Hang on, where's group? There we go. They are one now. One. They move along.
Was getting better.
I guess I'm stuck here creating the still.
Yeah, over by the forge is where you and the
Oh
brothers
shit,
will be
she actually
working.
hits.
There you go, you're getting it. Ow, my leg.
It takes a minus fucking 20. Because she isn't proficient.
Oh.
So-
Hang on, am I getting... Oh yeah, I have got a +10.
So yes, that is where we'll end our episode as our group improves some things, get some more tradable resources. So in the next episode, on the 42nd day, and I'll change that now, our group will be heading out to either explore or go to the Fetid Nation. We will see what happens in the next episode. Yeeted. So yes,
You hit me in the leg, I just pull out my knife, throw it at your leg.
I certainly hope you've all enjoyed this episode and looking forward to future episodes to come, where I do have some things planned out. I know this episode was more of a create your own adventure tale, but I do have things planned. It's just not in this area at the moment. So I certainly
I
hope.
mean, this kind of stuff is also fun.
Well, this is where you guys get to do whatever the hell you want. Which,
Yeah, it gets a little tismy.
yeah, it's always a bit difficult because it's like you guys weren't exactly to know that this episode was going to be made up entirely by what the fuck you wanted to do. So, it was all right. We got some stuff done. We
So I
got some
have
more
my
lore.
to-do list on hand. I
Excellent.
might need to work on a more achievable to-do list.
Yeah,
So-
I need to work on my fucking to-do list again.
I certainly hope you'll be with us in the next episode. I can't even remember my outro now. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone. And as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye!
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.